Okay guys, here's what we have today. Translations. Alright, so we're going to go over our translations here. A translation is a type of a transformation, and there's different types of transformations that you can do. You can have a translation that we're going to discuss today. You could do a reflection, you could do a rotation, or you could do a dilation. We're going to go over all of those, but today we're going to focus on a translation. And so first let me talk about what a transformation is. A transformation is a change made to the location or size of a figure. So if I have a shape or a line or whatever I have, if I change the size or if I change the shape, or the location, the size and location of a figure, if I change the location size of a figure, then I am transforming it. Okay, the size can change if it is a dilation. Okay, the shape will never change. All figures will remain similar to each other at the very least. When you do a transformation, you have an image, and an image is the new figure formed by a transformation, and you label it with prime notation. So I'll show you what prime notation is, but you pretty much are putting an apostrophe after your letters so that you know which one is the original figure and which one is the image, the new figure. So that is prime notation is what we use, and that's how we label our images. So let's talk about a translation. Translation is a transformation in which each point of a figure moves the same distance in the same direction. So basically a translation is a slide. I am sliding my shape from one point to another point. I'm not rotating it, I'm not flipping it, I'm not reflecting it, I'm not shrinking it. I'm just sliding it from one location to another location. Okay, it'd be kind of like if you moved your furniture in your room. Okay, if you rearrange your furniture, you're sliding your furniture from one part of the room to another part of the room. You're changing its location, but you're not changing what the shape is or what it looks like. Okay, so that is definitions. If you need to pause, go ahead. I'm going to move on. So for example 1, we're going to talk about describing a translation. First, we're just going to talk about describing translations in words. So how would you explain to somebody how the shape is moving? Well, you can see I have my prime notation in there. So my original figure is this one right here. That's my original figure. I have my points A, B, and C on that. My prime notation, which is that little apostrophe that I have right there, okay, that tells me that that is my image. So this shape here is my image. Okay, and you can tell it's the image by the prime notation. So a lot of times they're not going to be labeled. You are going to have to figure out on your own what that difference is between the two based on the labeling. So make sure you pay attention to those small clues, and when you're drawing, make sure you put the prime notation on your drawings, because that's how you need to write them. So to describe in words, all I'm going to do is pick one point, because they all are going to move the same. A to A prime is going to move the same, B to B prime is going to move the same, and C to C prime is going to move the same. They're all moving the same way. So I'm just going to pick one point and basically count which direction I go from the original to the image. So I'm going to use point A here. So I'm going to start point A here, and I want to end up here. So how many to the right or left do I move? Well, I'm going to the right. So I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'd say you moved 8 right. You went 8 places right. Okay, and then I'm going to count how many I went down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 5. So I move 8 right and down 5. That's how I would describe my translation. If I check B, it's going to be the same. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so every point would give you that answer because they all are moving the same. So in describing words, you literally just tell me it moved 8 places right and 5 down, or down 5, or however way you want to write it. Okay, so you're basically giving me direction and spaces when I just tell you to describe in words. Give me direction and give me the number of places that it moved. Okay, I'm going to move on. If you need to move on, then, or if you need to pause, go ahead and pause. Okay, in our next example, we are going to use coordinate notation. And coordinate notation kind of looks like this. You got your x, y, our ordered pair, and then you got an arrow saying this is what it is now. And what I'm going to do is, instead of expressing it in words, I'm going to use x plus a, y plus b. So A and the B representing the amount of spaces that I used. Now if I go to the left, or a negative amount, okay, or down a negative amount, then I would, instead of saying x plus, I'd say x minus. That's going to represent I'm subtracting instead of adding, because I'm going the opposite. So my original is down here. This is my original, and then here's my image. My image is over here, and we can tell by my notation on my letters, so pay attention to that notation. So first thing I'm going to do is, again, they're all going to be the same, so I can pick any letter. I'm going to choose A, and I'm going to count how many places I have to move over. So here's A now. Here's where A is going to end up. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I went 12 spots to the left. Okay, let me count those. Make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, good. So I go 12 spots to the left. The left is negative, okay, because I went from my positives to my negatives on my number line. So that's going to be x, y, that's how I start it, is, and I'm going to say x minus 12. Okay, that's 12 spots to the left. So minus 12 is telling me I've gone 12 left. Now I'm going to count my up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Double checking. And that went up. Up is positive, so that's going to be y plus 6. So my final answer is like that. That is how I write it in coordinate notation. Okay, x minus 12 means I went 12 units left, and y plus 6 means I went 6 units up. So the notation is more mathematical. We're describing in words is, more of a description of something. If I ask you to describe it and use sentences, you would use it to describe in words. Mathematically, you would write it like that. Okay, if you need to pause, go ahead and pause. Let's move on. In example 2, let's actually move figures. So I've given you the notation, so now we're going to move our figure. So in our first one here, we have, we're saying that x, y is our original, and then my image is going to be x minus 6, y plus 2. So this represents my image over here. Okay, this is my original right here, and then that's my image. So x minus 6 means go to the left 6 spots. So I'm going to count them all 6 to the left. And then I'm going to count them all 2 up, because plus 2 means 2 up. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. A prime. B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2 up. B prime. C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2 up. C prime. Draw your triangle. And there you go. I've just translated. I slid my triangle over to a new location. Okay, I'm going to pause. Or if you need to pause, go ahead. I'm going to go to the next page. All right, in our last example, in this example, we're doing x plus 8, y plus 3. So x plus 8 means we're going to go 8 to the right. Y plus 3 means we're going to go 3 up. Okay, so I'm going to start with A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3 up. That's going to be A. B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3 up. There's B. And C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3 up. And there's C. These are all primes, so don't forget your primes on them. And you draw it in, and there's your shape. Okay? And don't forget your prime notation for your image. Okay? And that's how you translate figures. Okay? Now with translating, we can get into tessellations and stuff pretty simple if you've ever done those before, and we'll work on those later. Okay, but translating is to slide a figure. So you're sliding it, and every point in that figure is sliding the same direction as all the other points. Okay, have a great night, and I will see you guys in class